Hello everyone and welcome back to the final episode of season number 1 of this Doncaster Dons career mode. This is just a wrap up and then we'll do the setup for season number 2. But let's just go through all the bits we need to go through to make sure that we can wrap up this season. Of course, last episode, spoilers, but we beat Toulouse to win the championship. Beautiful day at the office and we'll take that all day long. And like I said, throughout this season it's been a learning experience. We've had a few shock losses, but look at that, we only scored 266 points, we conceded only 91, so we were the worst scorers, the best defence, 2 points, we finished second behind Toulouse. Obviously the aim next season is of course to try and finish higher, and we'll see how that all pans out for us going into the new season. But in the knockout stages, so I've realised top 6 get into this little section. So yeah, top 2 came together, we won 19-6 in the end and secured the championship. So now let's have a look at all the other competitions and see what's been going on around the rugby world. So the National League league season, Penrith Panthers came top, pretty straightforward. Down the bottom, Gold Coast, Celtic Bulldogs, not really surprising who's down there. And as far as the finals, it is the Panthers who beat the Broncos by 26-20. I mean, look at some of these games. I mean, look at the Broncos versus Roosters, 25-24, blimey. Tight as you like, but there you go. So the Panthers hold the championship in the Super League. I believe these guys are still going, by the way. I don't think these guys are done. Oh no, they are. They're at the final. So Wolves will take on the Warriors. So it's been quite. So Hull KR, who, let's be honest, are just a super team. They fell at the set at one of the stages. Down the bottom, Wakefield finished bottom alongside Catalan and Salford, all finishing on 10 points. But yeah, I mean, if they still did the Super 8, it would have been these 4 teams who we would have been facing in the actual finals. But of course, that is not a thing anymore, which is a bit sad. Challenge Cup, as we know, we were knocked out quite early in the semi-finals in this one. In the end, it's Rhinos who win the whole shebang, so they take the championship there, 21-14, beating St Helens. We of course had some shock wins, the win against the Warriors and the previous round beat Layer Leopards, so very happy with our season. World Club Challenge, this was at the start of the season, so Penrith Panthers, who were the reigning champions, taking on the reigning champions Wigan. They just beat Wigan 18-14. It was a good tight game. State of Origin, so just have a quick little scan of this. So Maroons won the first game 25-24. Oof. Then the Blues won 31-18. The Blues won the entire series 24-22. So it's the Blues, New South Wales Blues, win the State of Origin game. Championship, as we know, we of course won this one. We don't need to look at that again. And one thing we will look at actually is because there is relegation here, so I imagine Sheffield Eagles are gone. I don't know if Batley Bulldogs are gone, because I'm pretty sure they've got a £1 million game as well. So I will see next season how that kind of works out. We'll look at it now actually and see who's done what. So the Midland Hurricanes, bottom of the league, they've been absolutely atrocious this year. The Thunder, though, winning the whole damn thing, 700 points, blimey. As you can see, I mean, they weren't even the best scorers. It was actually Keighley Cougars who were the best there. And okay, so they still got to finish their season. So I don't know how that's going to work. Oh, there it is. Championship qualifiers. Okay. So this is obviously the second half of the league. Okay, so I see what they've done here. It's basically the Super 8s, but for the to get into the championship. So Thunder are in this, so they're still playing, they're still going. Okay, so even though Thunder won League 1, they still need to. So only one team's coming up, I think. Then, so Sheffield Eagles are going down. Or no, they're in this. Okay, so they're fighting for their lives at the moment, but they are 2 for 2 at the moment. They're in real trouble. But okay, so they basically just swapped it down. The Queensland Cup, won by the Bears, beating the Dolphins. The Dolphins were top of the table throughout the season. Now we come to the women, and let's see if they've actually finished. So Sydney Roosters, top of the division. I don't think they're done, so they're still going their season. No, they are done. So how does this work then? Look, they've only played 10 games. They've played 11. New Zealand Warriors have played 12. I don't understand. But it's the Roosters versus the Eels in the final. Okay. Women's Super League. Okay, this one has finished properly. 14 games each. So Wigan women top, St Helens second, York third. York currently, they won back-to-back titles going to this season, so I imagine there, and it is, yeah, it's York Valkyries versus the Warrior Women's. So that's still to be decided who's winning that. The Challenge Cup, I imagine, is done. There's only 4 teams. Is that it? Is that okay? Why there only? I get. Okay, it actually makes sense. There is only the Super League teams. There's no other teams. There's no Championship or League One. So that was won by the Saints, though. They beat the Wigan Warriors. So will Wigan suffer 2 final defeats potentially? I mean, they absolutely battered York. So that's madness. Of course, 1895 Cup, pretty straightforward. We won that. 16-6. So again, very similar to the final of the Championship. The Women's State of Origin. Let's have a look here. So the Maroons comfortably beat the New South Wales Sky Blues 36-6. So yeah, Maroons won it. Clean sweep, 3-0. Comfortable. All Indigenous. The Maori beat the Indigenous 30-20. And the Ashes has yet to happen. So I'm hoping we get offered an international job. The problem is, of course, I feel like this will literally be the only job, and there's only one. Well, there's 3 rounds to this, so that's at least something. And they're playing at Wembley, Headingley, and then Wembley again. I'm assuming they must swap around to play in Australia for a little bit, but right. Well, that's that then. Let's advance to the next event, which, in all fairness, is what it is. So we have still got recruiting on. So we'll go into that and see if there's any players, any positions that maybe we'd like to sign, whether we've got any money. I think that's the other coin of the situation. I'm going to look in the Championship actually to start with. Let's see if there's any decent talent that maybe we can go and sign. There really isn't, is there? A couple of 21-year-olds down here at the bottom, but they're not particularly. Okay, here we go. So looking at the Toulouse players here, a second row of Caleb Merritt, you've got a 5'8" in Chaz Cowper, and then you've also got Alex Wellington, the hooker, the Dane, who's got very low overall right now. Just how much money? We've only got 11 grand, so yeah, we haven't got actually any money to really do anything. So going into the 26th season, we've got 32 players, so that's okay. So the following season where we're going to have problems because we're going to have no money. But yeah, I think we're done for transfers. I don't think we can do any more. So let's have a look and see what's happened. Sydney Roosters have won the Women NRL. York Valkyrie have won the Women's Super League. Warrington Wolves have won the Super League. Wigan, double final issues for them, losing both finals. And the Keighley Cougars have won the Championship qualifiers, so they have got promoted up to the Championship for next season, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look. Yeah, they beat the New World Crusaders by 2 points, so it was literally... How did they do this? Because Thunder came top of that. The Keighley Cougars... Okay, so I'm assuming... How does this work? Because if Cougars have beaten Norfolk Crusaders to win the Championship qualifiers. Thunder were top. But Thunder were the top two. Okay, I'll just have to find out next season. But let's just through. Just before we end, let's have a look at the final of the Rugby Ashes. How did that go? So England got battered in the first game, 34-14. They lost the next game, 16-12, 22-8. Brilliant. England clean sweeped in the Ashes against Australia. Magnificent. And that's it, guys. End of the year. End of the series. Well, series 1, if anything, not the end of the entire bloody series. And I'll see you for season number 2, the prelude.